Hello, welcome to the Mountain West preview with the tournament champion Boise State Broncos. Last year, 22-11, 11-7 in the Mountain West, and then took home the conference tournament title and took on Tennessee in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Welcome to the Mountain West preview with Boise State. Chris Lewis here with 11-year head coach Gordy Presnell, junior to be Brooke Pahukoa. Thanks for joining. And first, when I say Mountain West tournament champions, hard to believe that was 7 months ago, Coach.
Yeah, it's time to turn the page and move forward, but we had a great run last year and looking forward to what's ahead.
Brooke, when you were on that ladder, cutting down the nets last year and smiling ear to ear, taking home the conference tournament MVP honors, what was it like on that ladder? Because that's a feeling all basketball players want to have, but very few get to experience.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable feeling being with my team, and my family was able to fly out and watch us play, and that's the goal at the end of the year, so to be able to do that was awesome.
Very interesting season. Mentioned the 11-7 conference record, and then the team caught fire in the Mountain West tournament. Coach, what was the moment? When did you realize that this team had the capability to put those wins together at the perfect time to be able to take home that conference crown?
You know, down the stretch of the season, I think our skill caught up with our athleticism. I thought that we had an up and down season, and then down the stretch of the season, we started grinding things out a little bit and executing really well. And then Brooke kind of took over, and we had help from Jitha, and we had some great seniors last year. So it was really a lot of fun. It was a real one for the memory banks forever, that's for sure.
And Brooke, you're, of course, one of the players on that. You took home the MVP. Your teammate, Jai Rodriguez, was also on the all-conference tournament team. What was it like as a player from that perspective, seeing the team gel at the perfect time?
It was an amazing feeling. I was talking to Jai about this last night, and we knew as soon as we got to the Mountain West tournament and saw everyone's faces, and it was just a different attitude than we've had all year. And we knew right away that it was going to be something special.
And it wasn't just the conference tournament, Brooke. In the NCAA tournament against Tennessee, you had one of your best games of the season on a stage when the game was on television at one of the most historic venues in all of women's college basketball. Just from an experience standpoint, what was it like being able to play at Tennessee against the Lady Vols, probably a team that you've watched quite a bit on TV growing up playing basketball?
Yeah, I haven't watched much basketball growing up, so that actually benefited me, I think. The nerves weren't really there. To me, it was just another game on another floor with my team. And I went to what I knew, and that was my teammates, and that was it.
Coach, getting that experience, I have to imagine playing in a venue like that will help the team not only this year but the next couple of years of just getting the experience of playing the highest level of basketball that you can against what was a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I was really proud of our competitiveness, and I remember walking into practice, and Deanna Weaver and Brooke were with me as we were walking in, and they're saying, you know, if we shoot well, we're going to win this. And we had a great mindset, we had great leadership, and then we performed on the floor. It would have been nice those last 2 minutes if we could have made some little different changes and that sort of thing, but really proud of our effort, proud of our season, and really looking forward to what's ahead.
And it wasn't just getting there to play Tennessee. The game was close. It was a 6-point game with about 5 minutes left, so the team was really competitive against one of the best teams in the nation. So we spin the calendar to this season. How are they able to put what happened last year behind and be able to focus on an off season coming off of all the success that happened at the end of last year?
You know, last year the end was a magical run, but you know, we have to turn the page. We have a really relatively new team, and I think we have kids from 5 different countries, and so just learning the language barrier and that is going to be get us moving forward. So I really like what we have on paper. We don't have the athleticism maybe we had last year, but I think we have great leadership, and our skill level is going to be pretty good. And so looking forward to see when that's ahead, and then obviously we have to gel about 6 new players and see how that works.
Now, Brooke, you're entering your junior year. Coming off of last year, or going into last year, the team had lost in the first round of the Mountain West tournament. Now this year, coming off of winning the Mountain West tournament. So how have you noticed the 2 off seasons that you've been able to be a part of? How have you noticed the differences?
I think coming off of a win like we did, we knew that we were going to have pressure this year. And where last year it took us a while to get going. And this year, I mean, we all got back here in July and we were ready to go. We knew that we were going to have a target on our backs every game. And so I think it's helped us in the offseason this year.
Well, Coach, it is a new team. As much as you want to reflect back on last year, Deanna Weaver, one of the two-time All-Mountain West performers, she graduated. Camille Redmond, a big contributor to last year's team, no longer there. That's size at the center position. And Kinsey Poteet, who was a part of the program for quite a bit, one of the leaders for Boise State, she's no longer here as well. So what do you lose when you lose that crop of seniors, and what has to happen to pick up right where they left off?
It's a great group of kids that we're losing. We feel like we have a good group coming in, but Deanna is one of the premier players in the league. She's played in China over the summer and now is playing in Finland on a professional level. Camille is a big loss, and Kinsey is a big loss in every facet, academically and on the floor and leadership. And so, those are big holes to fill. I don't know that we'll have the athleticism that those guys possess in terms of maybe momentum changes with a block shot here or a magical shot there. But I really believe we have people that can replace them, and it's going to take a while to get it all gelled together. But I really do believe in our team, our personnel, and really looking forward to getting started.
Well, you mentioned this year's personnel, and we've already brought up Jai Rodriguez and, of course, you, Brooke. But, Coach, 10 returners to this team, so you do return a lot, even though 3 players who had significant roles last year are no longer with the team. The 10 returners, I imagine, will have even a bigger role.
I think Mikkel Askew is a premier post player in our league. I think Shay Shaw, I know she didn't get it, but I think she's a premier freshman in the league, and I think she proved what the level that she can play at Tennessee and in the Mountain West tournament. So I think we have some really good young kids. I think Jaitha Rodriguez is one of the premier point guards in the league. So I think we have good personnel. It'll be a little bit different look than we've had before, but I think it's going to be a really fun season and one that our fans can get behind and really enjoy.
Brooke, how has your game improved during the off season?
Well, I don't know. I would want to say ball handling, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I think we've put a lot of time into the weight room as a team, and I think just physically being stronger, being able to jump a little bit higher, grab those rebounds more, I think that's probably my biggest improvement so far.
Well, the team has also improved from a roster standpoint, too, with 5 newcomers to the team. What can you say about the new Boise State Broncos for this year, Coach?
I think they're going to improve rapidly. I think Brooke is a tremendous leader. I think they'll listen and follow her direction a lot. And I think Marta Hermeda is really a gifted player from Spain. And I think we have Ella Fotu from New Zealand. They've played at a national level, and I think they're going to come in here and make immediate contributions. I sure hope so.
What are the challenges in bringing together a team with players from all across the globe? I mean, as you mentioned the language standpoint, I guess that's one of the challenges. But what are some of the other challenges of getting a diverse group to be on the same page?
Sure, they've played at multiple levels. I mean, Marta played in the Euro League, which is one of the highest leagues in all the world. And so they played at different levels, and getting them to play at our level, getting them used to American basketball, trying to get through the language barrier on some of them. We get a lot of yeses, but we don't know really if they're yeses or not, if they really understand. But the other side of that, it's just been really refreshing. They appreciate Boise, they appreciate Boise State, they appreciate what they're getting. They're easy to smile. And so it's been really refreshing, that part of it. Really enjoyed them and looking forward to see what we can get done here on the court.
Brooke, have you enjoyed the experience over the 3 years here? Jai Rodriguez, one of your classmates, a junior just like you. I have to imagine you've learned a lot about different cultures amongst your 3 years here.
Yeah, I think that's something special that we have here at Boise, especially with the freshmen coming in. But being with Jai for the last 3 years, I'm going to Spain this summer with her to see her home, so that's something that's really cool. And we just had a team dinner the other night, and there was like 4 different languages going on. Everyone was teaching each other, and it was fun. It's a good experience, and it's something that not every team gets to have. So.
Well, Boise State looking to repeat as the Mountain West Conference Tournament champions, but one of the personal accomplishments, Coach, that you can reach this year, you're 3 wins away from tying the record for Boise State wins, or wins as a coach at Boise State. So I imagine 3 wins is not out of the realm of possibilities for the team this year. So when that moment comes and when it eclipses, what will that feel like, becoming the all-time leader for Boise State in wins?
There's been some great coaches here in the past, Connie Thorner and June Doherty, and And so it's just nice to be able to be mentioned with some of those guys, and they've done a lot for women's basketball, and June is still doing a lot for women's basketball at Washington State. So that's something that just kind of comes with time, and hopefully we can get those 3 wins, and we'll put pressure on Brooke to get that done for us. And,
hopefully,
but it'll be fun. Yeah.
Hopefully it's done relatively early in the year. You don't want to be sweating that out to the
hopefully it isn't in January or something.
Exactly, right. Well, let's take a look at the schedule there. And before you get to Mountain West play, there are some challenges on that schedule, probably highlighted by the San Juan shootout, getting a chance to take on Auburn and Stetson, 2 very good programs in women's basketball. The San Juan shootout, we'll highlight there first. What will be the cool parts about that experience of taking the team to Puerto Rico and playing some basketball?
The beach, probably, more than anything. I'll probably be in a one-piece kind of a swimsuit, but
have any B-roll of that.
we're excited to take the kids there and enjoy and see something new in Puerto Rico over Thanksgiving, and it'll be a lot of fun. We play 2 very, very good teams that are on the rise. Stetson has had a great run the last 2 or 3 years, and Auburn has, I believe, all their starters back, and I know they have great goals this year. So playing an SEC team and playing a traditional NCAA team is going to be really a challenge for us, and hopefully it will make us better and prepare us for that January comes along with the Mountain West Conference.
Well, Brooke, the team also heads to the Seattle area. You're from the Seattle area, so how special will it be for you to play that close to home?
Very special. As soon as the coaches told me we were going both to Eastern and to Seattle University to play, I called my parents up and I was like, get everyone to come. I'm so excited, and they're really excited to be able to come. My grandpa has never been able to see a game here in college, so he's going to be there, and I'm very excited for that.
It'll be a special moment for the Pahukoa family. Now, bringing it to the Mountain West, this is a conference that's so unique in the different styles that the team has, the different road environments that you get a chance to play in. Last year, the conference went the Broncos' way in the tournament, but what about this league makes it so tough to survive that grind of that 18-game conference schedule?
Travel's difficult, and some of the places that we play are very difficult. Wyoming draws well, and New Mexico draws 6,000 to 7,000 fans, and so it's a really good league. It's an arena league. And so you get in those places, and it's really tough, and it's hard to get to some of those places. So it's a grind, and you just have to stay positive and keep your perspective and take it one at a time and enjoy the process.
And speaking of a grind, the way that the game schedule is set up now, it's a little bit different with 4 10-minute quarters instead of 2 20-minute halves. So as a coach, is that any different to be able to manage 4 10-minute quarters instead of 2 halves?
I think it's going to be a lot different, especially when free throws switches up every quarter rather than in a half. And also, they did it to put into, they thought they needed more flow. Well, so if you're coaching against me and you could jump out to a 6-0 lead and I call timeout, well, then there's not going to be another timeout for another 8 or 9 minutes. And so that's a long stretch to play. And so I think depth is going to be critical. I think using your timeouts wisely now that they changed the rules at the end of the game as well. So I think they're really pretty big changes, and we'll see how it goes.
And there's also changes to the home experience for Boise State fans at Taco Bell Arena. New video boards in place this year at the arena. How will that add to the game experience for the fans?
I think it's going to be a great fan experience, and I think it makes it even more intimate. We have a pretty large facility, and that big screen is going to make it a lot smaller facility so that people can get right in there and see our kids' faces and their expressions and see what quality people we have here. And so I think it's going to be a great venue. I'm so impressed through the years. Our facility is a little bit old, but to see how they've kept it up. Boise State's a great place. Our facility is a great place, and we're really looking forward to being in there with this new stuff.
I'm sure the fans in the area are looking forward to seeing this team. I'll leave the floor to you, Coach, for the last word here. Expectations for this season, what you hope to accomplish, and what you think some of the strengths for this team for the 2015-2016 season, which is rapidly approaching.
I really like our team, and I like them as people. I think they're high character people. I think they're as high character people as we've ever had here, and they're establishing a winning tradition. And I think that we should have some high goals this year. And I think Brooke is, if not the premier player in the league, is one of them. And so I expect us to battle for a championship. And it should be a lot of fun, and I hope people get on board and get a chance to watch them play.
Well, last year the Broncos had their 6th 20th win season, their 3rd under Coach Presnell, looking to repeat as the Mountain West Conference Tournament champions. Brooke Pahukoa, Coach Gordy, Presnell, thanks so much for the time.